For about 15 years, the game was simple, interest rates near zero. Capital was free. Almost everything went up. Growth stocks, SPACs, crypto, companies that had never made a dollar of profit. You didn't need to understand the business, you just needed to be long. That regime is over. The Fed is structurally constrained. Inflation isn't a blip. It's embedded in supply chains, in energy, in wages. The dollar is losing purchasing power. And yet right now, in this environment, the biggest infrastructure build-out in modern history is accelerating. AI data centers, defense networks, power grids, undersea cables. That money lands somewhere physical. Jordi Visser, former chief investment officer at Weiss Multi-Strategy Advisors, has argued that this regime change fundamentally rewires what gets rewarded in a portfolio. Not every asset, not everything levered to narrative. The new regime rewards one thing: companies that own something scarce that the world physically needs. That framework is the foundation of everything we do at TCKR. The Visser framework, translated into the TCKR universe, comes down to 3 physical pillars. Pillar 1, compute. AI is not software. AI is a machine. That machine runs on physical silicon, packaged with optical interconnects, cooled with water, powered by the grid. The laser that moves data between chips, a component smaller than a fingernail, determines how fast the entire system runs. The companies that manufacture those components are not household names. That's the point. Pillar 2. Defense. Defense budgets are rising structurally, not because of one administration, but because of a world that has fundamentally changed. AUKUS, NATO rearmament, drone warfare in 4 active conflict zones. Autonomous underwater systems protecting the cables that carry 80% of global internet traffic. This hardware gets built, and it gets built with specialized components that Lockheed Martin does not manufacture in-house. Pillar 3. Energy and materials. Germanium is in the infrared optics of every targeting system. Copper carries the electrons that power every data center. Silver connects every circuit in every drone, every solar panel, every EV. These materials are horizontal. They run through every supply chain we track. And the Western world is only now realizing how much of the supply has been controlled by one country. Here's how the market always works. It finds the obvious place first: the platforms, the chip designers, the defense primes. Then, 6 to 18 months later, it works its way upstream to the substrates, the lasers, the testing equipment, the materials. TCKR focuses on the layer before that repricing happens. Small-cap companies under $1 billion in market cap that own a structural bottleneck in one of those 3 pillars. 4 examples, 15 seconds each. This is not analysis, it's a preview. Kraken Robotics, ticker KRKNF. Autonomous underwater drones and sonar for NATO navies. Their 2026 standalone guidance points to 60 to 70% revenue growth. The Covelia acquisition creates a combined run rate above $300 million. Underwater defense is not optional when adversaries map your cables. Sivers Semiconductors, ticker SIVE. A Swedish semiconductor company making indium phosphide lasers for co-packaged optics and millimeter wave beamformers for defense. A Fortune 100 customer already in production. $30 million in US CHIPS Act funding alongside BAE Systems and Raytheon. Market cap under $1 billion. AEHR Test Systems, ticker AEHR. Every AI chip and every silicon carbide power device in data centers and in EVs has to pass qualification testing before it enters production. AEHR makes the equipment that runs those tests. No qualification, no product. That's not a moat. That's a gate. Lightpath Technologies, ticker LPTH. Owner of Black Diamond, the only American-made replacement for Chinese germanium in military infrared optics. Exclusive license from the US Navy. The National Defense Authorization Act mandates transition away from Chinese-sourced germanium by 2030. The regulatory clock is already running. Microsoft committed $80 billion to AI infrastructure this year. Meta, 115 to 135 billion. That capital does not stay in the cloud. It flows into physical components. Lasers, cooling systems, power hardware, testing equipment. And China's export restrictions on germanium, gallium, and graphite are forcing Western supply chains to rebuild onshore. That's not a trade argument, that's a structural shift in where these components get made. One honest note, not every name on this list will work. Supply chains break, customers cancel orders, timelines slip. That's the risk of small-cap bottleneck investing. The framework doesn't promise that every pick wins. It's built to find the next one when it doesn't. The market will figure this out. We're just here first. Every day, a ticker. Every Thursday, the Thesis. Subscribe to TCKR before the market catches up. TCKR is independent media. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions.